kiddos, this is week 10 of physics. This week for our online discussion we watched a video or a documentary about public education. I thought this was an eye-opening video because it helped you see. I've always been aware about the lack of quality schools in inner city areas, but I wasn't so much aware of just our public education system being poor as a whole in every socioeconomic class in the United States. I also learned a little bit more about the teaching profession and about 10-year teachers and how it is difficult to fire a teacher, which I know it has good intentions, but it does make it difficult when there are some poor teachers in our education system. And so, for this week in class, we went and saw David on Tuesday, and he critiqued our video, and basically he said that the part that I did about the history, it's difficult to kind of see the text, which is something that we knew, but we weren't really sure how to make the text in the middle of the screen and make it not be blurred in the background. So we decided just to do a voiceover with me talking about the material as it went through. So we stayed after class and did that, and in particular I also described this picture, which wasn't really just talked about in the video. And basically in the second servicing mission there was an installation of advanced camera survey that allowed an image to be made from the Hubble, which was known as the deep field, which is kind of shown in this area here, and it was basically the deepest, most distant image that we had seen so far. And then later in 2004, even further image shown here was released, which was the ultra deep field. And I just kind of like this picture because it gave you a better idea of how far into the galaxy this was able to allow us to see, and it also helped us estimate the age of the universe to be 13 to 14 billion years old. And so, unfortunately, our video it vanished. We're unsure why, but it was too long to be uploaded into YouTube, and after it told us this, our video was just gone, which I feel especially bad for Heather, who did the editing of it. Me and Jill put in a lot of time and effort, but it was really unfortunate that none of our hard work could be seen to the classmates. And I know I didn't do a week summary for last week, but we had met at a coffee shop. Me and Heather met on Friday, then we all met as a group on Saturday, Sunday, and her and Jill met on Sunday, and then me and Heather met again on Monday, and we spent a good 20 hours on this project, and at least we were able to show it to David in the interview, or the initial meeting. And so on the actual video day, an astronomy class came in too and saw all of our videos, or the rest of the class's videos, and they didn't take pictures, but then the LST that was done. And this basically just took a wider view. It was really the first telescope to take such a wide view because the telescope keeps moving. And there was the mirror lab, which I particularly thought that this one was interesting. It was kind of unfortunate that the person doing the interview wasn't super enthusiastic, but I thought the actual mirror lab itself was interesting, and I didn't realize how long and how big these mirrors were, and how long that it takes to build them, and also how precise they are. Here's Spitzer, and the biggest thing I learned from that was an infrared telescope. That seems to be the key feature of it. We learned about the VLA here, which is radio waves, and I guess this Team America also had the coolest telescope, but it seemed like they spent a lot of money on that telescope. I wonder if we'll be able to look out of it another day. I know we kind of ran out of time in class. So for the rest of the week, I just kind of viewed some ray diagram stuff. So I know the interviews are coming up, and that really is about it. I think just this whole project was very applicable to our everyday life. I mean, I know I've heard of people talking about the Hubble and how it's coming to an end, and these are telescopes that I've never really knew anything about besides the name, so now it's nice to have a little bit understanding of each one of them. And we also were introduced to our new project, Project 3. We chose thermography, so I'm excited to start learning about that. And hopefully I'll be able to attend my culture event, work on my project. I've kind of been busy with physical therapy interviews that went on last week and this week, but Friday is my last one, so that's exciting, and I will see you next week.